when we read the letters to the 7 churches in Revelation. It's easy to think of them as history. Old names, old places, old problems. But these churches aren't just history. They are a reflection of us, of the church today, and of the condition of our hearts. Each one had its strengths. Each one had its weaknesses. Each one had something Jesus wanted to correct. And when we look at them, we have to ask ourselves, what church am I? Ephesus was the church that worked hard but left its first love. They had truth, they had labor, but they lost passion. They were busy doing things for God, but they forgot how to simply love Him. How many of us are there? We know the routine. We sing, we serve, we show up, but the fire is gone. We do the work, but the worship has gone cold. Smyrna was the suffering church. They faced persecution and poverty, but Jesus said they were rich. They didn't have much in the world's eyes, but they were rich in faith. That's the church that stays faithful when life gets hard, when the bills don't get paid, when sickness hits, when the world mocks your faith, and you still say, though He slay me, yet will I trust Him. Pergamos was the compromising church. They lived where Satan's seat was and tried to serve both sides. They didn't want to stand out. They didn't want to make waves. And that's a picture of us today, trying to mix light and darkness, truth and lies, Christ and the world. We want Jesus on Sunday and sin on Monday. But friend, it doesn't work that way. The Bible still says, come out from among them and be ye separate. Thyatira was the tolerant church. They let false teaching and sin creep in because they didn't want to offend anyone. They traded truth for comfort. Sound familiar? That's where we are right now. The modern church that's afraid to call sin what it is. We call it love when it's really rebellion. We call it grace when it's really compromise. Jesus said, I have a few things against thee. Sardis was the dead church. They had a name that they lived but were dead. They looked alive on the outside. Big buildings, fancy programs, nice words, but no power, no presence, no fire. Jesus said, be watchful and strengthen the things which remain. We need revival, not reputation. Philadelphia was the faithful church, the one that kept His word and didn't deny His name. That's the church Jesus loved. They weren't the biggest, they weren't the strongest, but they were faithful. That's where we should all want to be. A church that may not have much in man's eyes, but still stands on truth, still preaches Christ crucified, still loves the Lord above all else. Laodicea was the lukewarm church, not hot, not cold, just comfortable. They thought they had everything, but Jesus said they were poor, blind, and naked. And that's where so much of the church is today. We have the buildings, the music, the lights, the talk, but no fire. We've lost the hunger. We've settled for good enough. But listen to what Jesus said next. It's one of the most tender, most personal verses in all the Bible. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and will sup with him, and he with me. Revelation 3:20. Friend, that's the heart of it all. Jesus is knocking. Not on the door of the world, but on the door of his own church, on your heart and mind. He's not forcing his way, and he's waiting. The question is, what church are we? Are we cold? Are we lukewarm? Have we lost our first love? Or are we faithful like a Philadelphia, holding on to his name? He's still knocking. He's still calling. And the good news is, it's not too late to open the door.